game of the evening. So without any further ado, let's just go into this. In the bottom left hand corner of the map, we do have the Teal Zerg player from Imaginary Gaming. It's Revolver. A little bit of a skew-iffy intro. In the upper right, his blue Terran opponent from Cascade, it is Cass. Again, guys, how are you all doing in the chat here today? Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're all doing well. And I hope you're ready to enjoy some SC2 with us this evening. Definitely going to be fun. I mean, Cass, Nurture, great players as well. Both great players. Revolver and Pooparoo, kind of the underdogs of the group, but you know, maybe they can make something happen here. Revolver was just a little bit off there in that last game, just maybe being a little bit too greedy perhaps to be able to truly survive the push that came from Cass. And Cass now, he's going to completely change things up from playing mech in game number 1. He's just going to go for the 11-11 here in game number 2. So 11-11 on the way here for Cass. He's going to start building up towards a very aggressive attack here, clearly. So, well, Revolver's not going to spot this at all. His two overlords are taking the exact same route across the map, or okay, this one's diverging slightly differently, but I don't believe it's going to cross paths with the 11-11. So it's going to be a long time before Revolver sees this coming, but oh, he takes a pool first again. Now, he did do this on King Sejong Station as well, so he's playing very, very safely here, just opening with the pool first instead of a hatchery, and this will help him against the 2 racks. You know, some people would say it's a bit of a hindrance because you don't have creep on the low ground to play around with and to, you know, to help out. But you do get Zerglings and a Queen out much faster, which can definitely help, of course, stopping that initial bunker coming up. So, yeah. Let's see what's going to happen here. We have our first SCV moving forward. First Marine in the production tab. Again, Revolver's not going to spot this. That second Overlord is nowhere near to go in the direction it needs to go to be able to, you know, spot where it needs to spot, basically. And, yeah, bunker does begin to come down. So Revolver, a little bit of trouble here. Could actually lose an Overlord. If Cass knew about that Overlord there, he could probably try and hunt that down. Now, Revolver, his Overlord continues to move forward, and he's about to see the front door of his opponent, but I mean, he's just going to be way too late when he sees that there's no barracks here. He sees the second depot build, and now he sees right now no barracks at all. So, I mean, too late. Tough luck. Because there is the first bunker already up at the wall, and Marine is going to start hitting down on this natural hatchery. So second Marine coming forward, and they're going to be able to jump into this bunker if you would like. The second and third Marine both going to be able to jump into the bunker if they would like to do so. And we're all just going to turn an SCV around here. This hatchery is taking quite some damage. It's going to be allowed to finish. More and more Marines coming to join the fun on trying to shoot down this hatchery right now. Cass back at home. Starts out on a gas here, so looking as though he's going to transition into a factory after this, after killing this natural. Now, I don't think Revolver's too bothered at all. He hasn't made any Zerglings to deal with this. Just a single spine crawler, which he's going to just move forward right now, and basically probably use to slowly just try and break his way out of this. Starting to take gas of his own. I think he's just going to say, I'm not going to let this put me off. I'm just going to re-expand behind this, not overcommit to breaking out. Because Cass isn't really overcommitting either. He's already got a command center on the way down, something which Revolver has been able to spot. And he's already lifted up his barracks and is retreating them as well. So, you know, it's not going to be too hard to break out of this. He just needs to make sure to do it at the right sort of time as creep continues to spread here. Very important to get that creep out so the spine crawler can get as close to these bunkers as it needs to go. So, yeah, spine crawler just sitting here. And we'll be edging a little bit further forward in a couple of moments once this creep has spread just a little further forward. As Cass is going to try and come up the ramp here. And he does actually see, he loses the Marine, but he does see a second spine crawler being started. So he actually sees that Revolver's not doing anything too aggressive himself. You know what, I guess, okay, he knows Revolver isn't doing anything too aggressive himself. What Revolver is doing is teching up quite heavily, so Cass doesn't necessarily know about this lair, but I think after seeing 3 spine crawlers, he knows this isn't going to be like a Baneling bust, because, you know, if you Baneling bust off of a, if you're going to Baneling bust, why would you bake spine crawlers, because you're generally going to have enough units anyway. Going to take a long time here for Revolver to break out of these bunkers. He's not moving. I think he's just going to wait for the spine crawlers and continue to spread his creep as well. He has got a Spire on the way. He's just put that down. And this Spire can be absolutely game-changing because Cass, I mean, I guess he's going to have a few Marines back at home. He's got 3 moving around the map taking the towers. He's got a couple in them bunkers. So he's up on 4 barracks. So he should have plenty of Marines to be able to deal with this. He's even got a tech lab down. He's going to start up stim pack. So the things are looking okay for Cass, although the one thing that I might say is maybe these units can get into this sort of angle and attack this stim pack in such a way that the Marines just can't reach them without lifting a barracks, and by the time that happens, maybe he loses the stim, and that could really set him back here in this game, as the factory does now begin. These Spankles have broken down the ramp, and the natural expansion is now taken by Revolver, and these spines can be used for defense throughout the game now, and that's always going to be a nice little addition here for these for Revolver. I mean, you know, it's very similar to the way Snoop decides to hold these things. He was a little bit slow in getting the free spine crawlers, but he got them up in the end anyway. He's just going to immediately move over and take his third base. He's not wasting any time at all. He's just going to take this ASAP, throws down the hatchery, and 5 meters on the way. So he's going into this Mutalisk play, and how effective will it be? I mean, 5 meters, what can you do with 5 Mutalisks? Well, make the Terran run around a little bit, that's for sure, but other than that, I'm not sure how much damage he's really going to be able to get done. Where are these Mutalisks? So they're just starting to pop out now, and of course they're all going to be coming from the main base, because that's the only hatchery that's actually up at the moment. So 5 meters are heading across the map. Now again, how much damage can these guys do? They're going across the map here, and again, I just not too sure if they're going to be able to do all that much. Cass is about to spot them with his first Marine, I think, just out of range. So he's going to get 4 mutas into his opponent's mineral line, and that is going to be about it. So he's going to start doing a little bit of damage. Immediately Cass starts a turret here. That gets cancelled quite quickly. Already Marines on the way into the main. A turret coming up on the natural. And these Marines actually pick off a few SCVs, a few more than I thought they should. I think that's just because Cass has been a little bit overconfident. And ooh, this group of mutas just gets away. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so they do just get away here. As these Marines continue to move forward, continue trying to hunt them down. There's that Stimpack attack which I was talking about before, and well, Stimpack has now finished, but he could maybe cancel combat shields. It looks as though that's what he's going to do. I wonder if he would actually, I wonder how out of range he really is with them. As Muta's going to swing around, and okay, they're going to commit and get an SCV here. It's a great play so far by Revolver with these Mutalisks. Actually really impressed with 7 kills. He's been controlling these pretty great. He's yet to lose a Mutalisk. In fact, all he's lost all game is a singular Overlord. Considering this was opened with a 2-racks, I mean, that's pretty good going. And here we go, this Mutalisks are going to just pick away this tech lab, so combat shields is going to be delayed, and that's a lot of hit points that he's going to be missing in his army. A couple of Marines pop out, they're going to get picked off as well. And now he's actually going to start picking away at barracks. And Cass is going to start, is actually starting to kind of struggle here to deal with this. He moves one of his barracks in such a way so that he can place down a new tech lab, but also so that he can actually get through this wall a little bit. Has he still a full wall off? Yeah, it is okay. So Cass just replacing the barracks to get another tech lab, which is a little bit more of a safer position, which he can defend. We've got 1-1 on our way for our Zerg player, so I mean the upgrades are looking quite good. A double drop here at the third base though, and this is pretty huge from Cass. He's going to do some major damage. A couple of overlords go down, a few workers as well. So 4 overlords, 2 workers, and a hatchery. And that is a pretty good going here by Cass with this double drop. So nice little move by Cass is going to keep his opponent, you know, punish his opponent a bit for being over on this side of the map for the Mutalisks. Revolver doesn't have any units. He's got 14 lings. And a few of them just died off on the transition over here. I don't know if he can actually hold this attack, which is coming forward right now. Stim is here as well, remember, so let's see what's going to happen. These lings continue to come forward, and, well, Cass is going to start stepping away. It looks as though there might just be a few too many Zerglings and Mutalisks giving out the DPS, and there is. 2 Marines get away in the medevacs, but that is going to be absolutely it. In fact, these medevacs are even going to get caught by these Mutalisks. This is going to be at least 1 dead medevac, and in fact the other one's going to die as well. So Cass losing 20 supply worth of units here, not the way he will have been wanting this to go. I mean, he picked off the third base, but again, for 20 supply of units, he's always going to be open to a little bit of a counterattack. 1-1 about to finish from Revolver, and that 1-1 could be absolutely detrimental to Cass's game here. I mean, that 1-1 could give him such a huge advantage. It's going to give him a lot of windows where he's going to be fighting with an upgrade advantage as well as Revolver. Honestly, he's thinking about moving out. I don't understand why he's not moving any Banelings in. His Bane speed is about to finish up here, so he doesn't have to start 18 Banelings. It's not that big of an army, but you definitely will need some Banelings just to be able to deal with it at all. And Cass is stimming. He stimmed a few units. He picked up as much as he could with these Marines. He picked up a bunch of creep tubers, and now these Banelings start coming forward. Now they have Baneling speed, so it gets a little bit easier. As Revolver's cut off from his third base once again, Cass should be straight over here trying to pick this off. He actually gets 2 overlords again, and this will supply block Revolver for a few more moves. Baneling's going to start coming crashing in him. I mean, the splits are really good by Cass, and the trades aren't that great by Revolver at all, but he does break out of this little container. Cass loses a couple of medevacs again, which is again painful. It's never good to be losing your medevacs. So that's a little bit painful, but drop into the main base as well. Mine is going to burrow here. How much damage will that do? Well, more to the Marines than I did the Zerglings. And that's going to get cleaned up here pretty quickly as well. So, I mean, really, just... Cass is actually throwing a lot of stuff at Revolver, but he's able to kind of fend it off quite nicely so far. Not really taking any damage or anything like that. So, good job so far by Revolver, who's about a few workers behind, but of course he can catch up on them very quickly. Now, third command center's just on the way in for Cass. Third orbital command, so he's on the way in with that. Muir's in much larger numbers now are looking for targets, and they might run into this little group of army. Cass sees it, and he will try and intercept, but not quite able to. So these mutants are going to get away for now, and they're going to head down to the edge of his creep, just get ready to defend if necessary. 2-2 on the way for our Zerg player, 2-1 on the way for our Terran player. There's 12 more Marines, a couple of mines being added on as well. Tech lab coming down. I'm not sure what that's on. It looks as though it's on the factory. Okay, interesting. See the tech lab on the factory. Oh, okay, so it's his second factory. So he's just getting this for drilling claws. Okay, so that's not as weird as Marines clear out the third base here. I mean, Cass is only just taking his third base now, so it's not as though he's playing this game with a mega fast third base or anything like that. Revolver going to come in towards the main and look to try and do some damage once again with his Mulists. He's going to actually get to tech lab on the factory. No, there's no way he wants to go. He's going to find some workers transitioning over. It doesn't really get any of them though. He gets the reactor on the starport, which is pretty sweet, but that's going to be it. And now he's going to just back off here once again and wait for another opportunity. So 2-2 halfway done. Again for our Zerg player, +1 armor, about to finish for our Terran, and +2 attack is about 2/3 of the way done as well. I'll lose a barracks here, maybe even. Revolver just turn around to shoot that once again, and oh, there's one single SCV repairing it. But now he's going to lose his tech lab, and this Mulist number is becoming really hard for Cass to hold. For Cass to deal with. If 4 comes out, and that's going to get killed off straight away here. So this Mulist number really is starting to wear away at Cass, and having lost his first 4. And he's going to be even harder to start deflecting. He's going to be harder for a little bit longer to keep deflecting these. Now, 1-2 medevacs do go down here, and that's a pretty nice pick off. A big mistake by Cass to just fly the medevacs around like that. As these mules are looking to come back in here once again. Deny again this tech lab, which will just delay drilling close. He kills the reactor on the starport, which delays medevac production. That's never good. Delays more mine production now as well by killing this reactor. You know, reactors, etc. are they're high cost for what they are, and the reason for that is they're very easy to snipe as well. So, you know, it's really kind of costly to lose your add-ons like this, as Revolver gonna have to defend here in a few moments' time. The first 2 buildings roll forward and don't achieve too much. You clean out one of the mines here. One of the mines goes off on the Overlord. It looks as though Revolver might have to come forward here in a moment and deal with this. I mean, at the same time, Cass is losing. You know, he's losing a lot of buildings. Marines are going to start now falling here as well. Not in great enough numbers to actually deal with the Mutalisks. As Marines fall, more buildings will fall. As more buildings fall, less Marines come out, and it gets worse and worse here for Cass, who's now actually turning back home for the majority of his army, or in fact with his entire army, apart from maybe some mines which is left. And we're just slowly picking off a couple of things to try and defend this here. But now he's about to lose a starport. And once the starport goes down, I mean, where do you go from there? You're literally only on a few barracks. He's lost his factory too. 3-2 has begun here for Cass, but again, he's still fighting behind because he's behind in carapace upgrades or armor upgrades. Well, these mules maybe getting a little bit over aggressive there, losing a fair chunk of them. 11 in total lost throughout the game. Coming back and re-engaging onto these Marines, and one more mutilist does go down, but he cleans up every single Marine here. So again, he's just going to keep reign of this main base, as medevac's going to try and boost under these mutilisks. But the medevacs get taken down straight away here, and it's just not worked out too well for Cass at all, in fact. As again, Revolver turns around, he fights against the Marines, and Cass is really hurting right now. I don't really know where Cass goes from here. He's going to lose a depot. And I think Revolver right now really does have the potential to even up this series. So, I mean, he's 20-ish supply ahead. He's got a lot. Both players have a lot of money banked up, however. We've got a lot of Zerglings on the way out, a bunch of Bane's just starting to morph in. What did he blow that up on? I'm not too sure. I think he's just cleaning up the mines. Okay, that's okay. Cleaning up the mines is alright. Oh, this is going to be a pretty big mine hit though. And there we go, 2 mine hits. The first one big, the second one not so much. Cleans these up with the Mutalisks here. And a couple of Banes as well, a little bit sloppy with his control there. So Revolver moving across the map and looking as though you might look for a kill move here in the next couple of minutes, because I mean, he's just morphing in more Bane lanes. It's basically mass Bane right now. He's killed the factory, so he knows there's not that many mines on the map. So without many mines, you know, what's going to kill the Bane lanes? Well, Marine Splits can only do so much. Let me tell you that much here, as we do see already in a pretty good position to split. And here we go. The Concave is pretty sick for our Terran player. But round 2 of Bane lanes is already here, and it just greets the Marines with open arms. And the Marines are going to be like, oh no, really? Is this happening? And Cass, I mean, his +2 is about to finish on his arm. His +3 is well on the way for the weapons, but I just don't think he's going to survive long enough in the game for any of those things to matter. The barracks is going to continue falling here. The Marines are inside of them, never get to finish. And another mine gets picked off here by these Mutalisks. So Cass is in a lot of trouble. I mean, I don't actually think you come back from this sort of position when you've got already lost a lot of your production, when you've got no add-ons on your barracks anymore, or your starports or anything. It's just lost a ton of Marines / SCVs here in the main base. And I mean, the only thing Cass got going for him is he's got a 4th base up and running. So it's kind of the only thing he's got going for him here. But in terms of everything else, it's just Revolver, 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 Revolver here, coming up to a victory surely right now, as he's almost tripling his opponent's supply. More and more units go out as they come out of these barracks. A couple over 4 and a couple of Marines come in from behind, but I mean, even this isn't going to be anywhere near enough to stop this onslaught of Zerg. Cass, what does he do? What does he do? Revolver's even taking the gold base because he said, well, you know, just in case I need it, I may as well take the gold, because how are you going to stop me? I've been controlling this map from start to finish. How are you actually going to stop me? Barracks is looking as though it might go down, doesn't quite go down. As there's Zerglings and a few Banes coming in from behind to try and clean up what is potentially the last little army from Cass. He tries to pick up the 4 and be cute. It's not on the 4, he picks up the Marines to try and get them alive. The mines go down, but GG is called, guys.